How is it going out there, everybody? This is Jordan Jones. Excuse me. On the Super Punchout speedrun tutorial, let's learn how you speedrun Nick Bruiser. Before you learn how to speedrun this guy, since he's so difficult to speedrun, you should learn the buffered instant knockdowns on his special move. And I want to show those off. There's two buffers. They're actually quite simple. They're both quite simple, so I want to show how to do those. As long as you know how to fight this guy. So we're just going to dodge and punch for a normal strategy. If you punches low, you have to punch low. If you punches high, you have to punch high. If you punches low, you have to punch low. We are reacting. We're not anticipating. If you punches high, you punch high. If you punches low, you punch low. Except we're not going to do supers this time. Look how little health punches take away on normal punches. Doesn't matter if it's in the stomach or the face. Okay, so the buffer you're going to use, if you're going to do it with a normal punch, you should practice both these buffers first before you practice the speedrun strategy. If you're going to do it with a normal punch, I'm holding up on the controller, but while holding up, you buffer Y, then you buffer B. So it's left jab, right jab. Literally that easy. And that's all you have to do. Let's do it. Let's go over another buffer. There's another buffer that's not as easy as what it just is, but it's not too much harder. Except this time we're going to knock him out with a super on his thing. And the first buffer will knock him down to normal. For this one, all we're going to do is whenever you have to start a combo at least a little bit before the 25-second mark. And then you have to, then the buffer will be duck and uppercut. If he punches high, you have to punch high. If he punches low, you have to punch low. So watch this. Literally that easy. You should practice both those over and over again until you can get this fight. Before you can learn how to speedrun this fight. Now speedrun strats. Okay, for when you speedrun this guy, these are really hard to speedrun, but there's two easy punches you can land at first. You don't have to worry about manipulating his guard at all. So just do a buffer up and Y twice. And to hit the counters on him, these are extremely difficult. It require a lot of practice, and whether his guard is up or his guard is low. If his guard is up, you have to pick high. It's always going to be with the right hand first. Always with the right hand, but that's always random whether it's going to be high or low. You can usually anticipate it slightly because of that. So do not try to anticipate this. You need to learn how to react. You have more time than you think to hit him. Even though you don't have that much, you can wait till the very last second to hit him on the counters. You'll be just fine. I'm holding up in B, and when I unpause it, it's going to punch him in the face. Then we're going to do a combination every punch to the face. Alternating left, right. And like right, left, right, left, right, left, left, and he'll be dizzy. So I'm going to do a buffer right there. You don't have to do that exact buffer to get a decent time on Nick. The buffer I do is 2 right body blows and 2 low supers. So, if you can do this buffer right, he is down instantly. That will save all your frames. If you do not care about how many frames you'll save, there is an alternate buffer that will work. So you hit him twice and you make a decision, high or low. You have to react. Do not anticipate. Here's another buffer that works. That easy. See? Every normal punch, then uppercut. So it's a face punch with both hands, stomach punch with both hands, uppercut. So it's left, right, face punches, left, right, gut punches, uppercut. After those face and gut punches are done, it doesn't matter which order you do any of them with, it's just every single normal punch and then uppercut. Literally that easy. I just buffered every single punch. We got 6 second 45 hundredths on the clock. Okay, here's phase 2. I'm holding up in Y. So what we're going to do is when we hit him once, then we have to hit a counter again. It's totally random whether or not hit the counter or not. This will take lots of reaction time and not as much anticipation, but it's totally random whether or not you hit him or not right there, but if you hit the counter again, the hardest thing about hitting his counters is you just have to be aware of where he's going to punch. Do not try to anticipate this. You need to learn how to react. You have to react quickly because you don't have big windows counter these. You have a little bit more time than you think. Because if you pick the wrong spot like I did, you mess up and you won't hit the counter. Excuse me, and after you hit the counter, what you want to do after you hit the counter is do this combination right here, and then do one of these two buffers, and doesn't matter which buffer you use. Okay, so we're going to hold up and Y, we're going to hit him once. And this is... And what you want to do after this is you want to try to hit a counter. He's going to do a punch with his right hand, so we're going to try to hit the counter. So we have to time this right. If we hit this counter, we hit him again with the right hand to the face, and then uppercut him. I messed up. That's okay. We can start over. And after you hit that counter, right face punch, uppercut, and he's done. And that's Nick. I thought first I'd show you the 2 instant knockdown methods you can do before you can learn how to speedrun Nick. And it's hard to do while I'm talking. Okay, so now we're holding up in Y. After we hit him in the face, what we want to do is, as long as this punch hits him, we'll be good. You want to try to counter him again. If you're having too much trouble countering these, because this timing is difficult to learn. If you're having too much trouble, here's a much easier way you can counter. Hit him twice, wait a little bit, pause. After you pause the game, but put the buffer in of the counter you need to hit, and then unpause it after the buffer's put in. And it will work every time. I just want to show an easier way you can do it if you're having too much trouble. Because these counters are hard to hit. So if you're having a difficult time learning it, that's a much easier way you can do it. And now we just hold up and Y. He blocked it, but that's okay. Let's go over the whole fight again so you can understand what it's like when you do it all the way through. His speedrun is really difficult if you don't know what you're doing. That's the buffer that can help with that. Just left quick dodge into a pause, and then put the pause buffer in. That's the buffer that can help with that if you're using that pause trick to hit the counter. Because it makes it a lot easier to hit the counter. As long as you hit the counter, congratulations. Because it's totally random, or it's going to be face or gut punching. It's really fast. And that's what makes these counters so hard to hit. But with a little bit of practice, you'll be able to get it. You'll be able to get it with some practice. You'll get it with some practice. But just practice the instant knockdown methods on his jump attack first before you can practice these speedrun strats with Nick. Because if you pick the wrong spot when you're hitting the counters, you're going to get hit. If you do the right spot, you'll hit him. If it's a frame perfect counter, he'll hear him make his noise and he'll move a little bit faster. But those don't happen very often, about the frame perfect counters. So if you can get those frame perfect counters, he'll be dizzy quicker. We can just use this pause trick and do it easily. And then we can use one of the 2 buffers right here that works every time. And now we just have to hold up and Y. Hopefully this punch will hit him, then we'll wait a little bit, pause it, and then we'll put the buffer in of the left side where it's going to be face or gut. And that's all we'll do. And then after that, we'll do a right face punch, then uppercut, and that's it. These are very hard to hit, and I paused a little bit too early. If I were to pause at the right timing and put the buffer in, it would have worked. We would have hit the counter. Because if you're trying to do it regularly like that, it can be very hard because you can easily mess up or you need to hit him. Since this fight is so difficult, you have to reset several times on this speedrun strat. These are really difficult speedruns to do. They're only for like pro players. Then after he goes down, all we want to do when he gets up, buffer up and Y, hit the counter again, do a right face punch, then uppercut. And then we will unbalance him to where he will not get up no more. Just like that. That's Nick. That's all you have to do to speedrun Nick. As long as you hit those 2 counters, congratulations. You have unbalanced him and he will not get up because he is unbalanced. And we got 9 seconds, 56 hundredths on the clock, and that's how you speedrun Nick Bruiser. If you have any questions about this speedrun, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll guide to answer it for you. Pretty basic strategy speedrun him, and just takes a lot of practice. I promise, you're going to practice this a lot. Because he's the toughest opponent to speedrun. Honestly, it should be. His last boss should be the toughest opponent. Okay, everybody, that was it. Hope that was helpful, and have a good one.